Hello, pirates, and well, today is actually Pirate101's 12th birthday. It's hard to believe this game has been around for 12 years. It's like half of my life, which is wild to think about. But today, I'm going to be taking more of a deep dive into some story aspects of the game, because in case you didn't know, the Arc 1 ended a bit differently than it was originally planned, and I've discussed some aspects of this before, especially in the 10th birthday documentary I made a couple years ago that you should definitely go check out. On the Pirate101 message boards, the amazing and wonderful Blind Mew, aka Sam Johnson, the story and narrative director at King's Isle, answered some questions about the plot of Pirate101 after book 15, and he discusses some of his initial plans for how the rest of Arc 1 was going to go up through the end of book 20 when we reach El Dorado. The initial plan for book 15 was to get in, find Gaspacho, and then get out pretty quick. I'm also assuming we would have used other islands in Calabria Skyway that we ended up not going to, like Valencia City or Trianon Palace. From one of the puppet shows in Valencia Part 2, Valencia City had some pretty dark stuff going on underground, so I'm sure our pirate would have, of course, helped free those guinea pigs from those atrocities. Anyways, freeing Gaspacho from the clockworks in Valencia, we would have brought him back to Skull Island, where he would have set up a new workshop in Avery's Court. Book 16 would have dealt with Gaspacho's plan on how to defeat Cain, which did not involve the heart. Now, there was a hand and an eye involved from an Aquilan prophecy, which was actually a side quest in Aquila involving visiting the temples and making offerings to different Olympians and speaking to them. He was going to build basically the opposite of Cain, which is named Abel, a very clever reference to Cain and Abel from the book of Genesis in the Bible. And in book 16, we would have gathered some of the parts that Gaspacho needed, likely the hand and the eye. Now, book 16, I'm assuming, was probably going to be visiting Crocotopia, given the Rosetta Stone we found at the end of Aquila, and also the fact that eyes are heavily associated with ancient Egypt. Insert any conspiracy you want about that. We're not going to get into that today, but they exist. In book 17, we would have found the Golden Heart, which I don't know why, but I'm assuming would have been Darkmoor. I don't know why I'm associating the heart with Darkmoor, but it's just my prediction. You guys can let me know your disagreements down below in the comments. Now, book 18 was where we would return to Valencia, probably a Valencia Part 3, and enter the Machine, likely through the third named skyway of Valencia, Andalusian Skyway, which you can see on the right exit to Calabria. It was likely the next skyway that we would have gone to in Valencia. We would have had Abel join us on our adventure and use his resemblance to Cain to be able to sneak into the Machine. And we would have found Cain's map pieces, which he had taken 2 map pieces, one from Mushu with Egg Fuyang, and one from Marco Polo's tomb in Aragon Skyway in Valencia Part 1. There would have been a major battle with Cain on a giant chessboard, kind of like what we got in the ending of book 15 in our version. Now, of course, Abel wouldn't make it out. Gaspaccio's plan would fail, unfortunately. Kind of like, again, his plan, his abbreviated plan failing in the actual storyline that we ended up getting. However, we would end up tracking down Erica the Red's map piece as consolation. Now that would have taken place, I'm assuming, in Grizzleheim, as Eric the Red was a Viking from Scandinavia. But I could also maybe see it happening in Polaris, but I'm assuming Grizzleheim, most likely. His outline does not actually include any world names, which is why I'm just speculating about it now. Book 19 would have ended up being a race with Cain to El Dorado. Now this likely involved returning to Cao Zu in Mushu to decipher the map and read the star charts. As you may remember from one of the puppet shows, the El Dorado Stormgate is constantly on the move. It never really appears in the same place once or twice. There's complex astral equations involved in calculating where Stormgate's going to pop up. Now, El Dorado was actually built by the Celestians, who had an extensive knowledge of the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the spiral alignment and astronomy, which is probably how they were able to reach El Dorado in the first place and build a city of gold there. And Gamma from Wizard 101 was actually able to help out Marco Polo with his astrological equations, so I guess Gamma is a mathematical expert of sorts. Now, getting to El Dorado and racing Cain there would have also involved probably getting a windstone, maybe like a golden windstone, and also getting access to whatever world the Stormgate El Dorado pops up in. One of my early theories is that Stormgate at the far end of Avernus Skyway and Dragonspire, beyond the Valencian Stormgate, is where it would pop up. And book 20, of course, is when you would actually go to El Dorado and defeat Cain, and likely exploring the city would involve a confrontation with one of those giant sentinel creatures left behind by the Celestians that built it. Who knows what other kind of secrets are involved, especially with what the new villain Oksana said at the end of Cropatopia. A lot of ancient, mysterious powers are waiting in El Dorado. Gaspaccio also alluded to this in the El Dorado 2 puppet show in Valencia. Anyways, that all being said, the original plan for Arc 1 actually was really cool, and I think it would have been a good story if Blind Mew had gotten a chance to implement it all. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below, and I know I talk probably more than most people about story-related stuff, but I think it's all just very interesting, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. And of course, let me know your thoughts on all this speculation down below, and offer maybe some of your own theories if you would like to share them. I'll have another video coming out soon covering some of the teasers that we've had for the Wizard 101 fall update, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show your support as well. And have a great day.